Warning, this show has outdated attitudes, language, and views which may cause offense today. If you don't like it, suck it.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me today is my co-host for this awesome adventure, Captain Shrek. How are you doing, brother?
Doing well. How are you?
I am doing well. And also with us today, special guest, Robert Pearson, the James Bond, the Q of Valhalla. How are you doing, Rob?
Wow, what an introduction. I'm okay, thank you. Everybody else okay?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we are doing well. And a big good morning to Chris Persia, Ternoculus P, Samantha Joe, the Valkyrie Samantha is here. Dee Dee Myers, Sit Room, good morning. Mary's Game Room, Chris Persia, Saucy Wench, the Jester of Sin, Psycho Dwarf 9, the Doctor of Destruction, Adega Outlaw is here, ladies and gentlemen. Dave G. Sound, Gun Bunny, good morning. The Battle Angel, Heiress of Chaos is here. Sit Room, good morning. How is everybody doing? Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide. Robert Pearson is here, but of course we know he's here because he's a guest this morning.
Hello.
How is everybody? Derek McManus, good morning, Derek. Immortal Trek Neat, good morning. Mexican Iron Man, good morning. How's everybody doing? All right, let's kick this show off. We invited Derek here this morning because he's going to talk to us about some of the cool stuff that are in these episodes, some of the props, some of the puppets, give us some insight into what is going on with some of these episodes. And today we've got two episodes. We have The Ugly Truth and A Clockwork Nabari. When we're going to start out with The Ugly Truth after a Plocavian ship is destroyed by Talon and with Crichton, Aaron, Dargo, Zan, and Stark on board. They are put on trial by the Plocavians. During their testimony, the story of their meeting with Talon and Krace is told from a number of perspectives. So we will start off with that. It's an interesting episode because you get to see how everyone's kind of telling their own tale, spinning their own tale. It's not just you see it from their perspective, you're hearing it. So everything's different. It's from their memory.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the Star Trek Next Generation episode where Riker was accused of murder.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's it called? Matter of Perspective, was it?
Yes.
Where you
Yes.
see the events unfold from each character, and they're all very, very different takes on what actually happened.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Cap.
There were, in fact, I thought of that episode when I was watching because there were several things that were nearly identical, which, like in the Star Trek series, there were certain things that were set. This happened, but there were other things that were told from their perspective, just like in the Farscape episode where they didn't quite remember it exactly the same.
No, and they all have their own, I guess. You'd almost say their own prejudices against Christ
Yes.
and each other. I believe Aaron is made to look like a friendly idiot at one point. Crichton is made to look like an idiot. Dargo is made to look like he can't control his temper, which he can't, but they make it even worse. Of course, Stark has, his own memory where he's remembering Christ, who, evil, telling Talon to fire. It's all mishmashed into who's telling the truth, and they're all remembering the events correctly, but of course the Volcavians think they're all lying.
Yeah.
So one of the cool things I liked about this episode is you get to see a little more of Talon. You get to see a little more of Talon because of course they're all on the bridge. And there's so many cool things they did with that. You'll get to see even more as the series unfolds. But getting a chance to hop on Talon and have an adventure told from Talon, I liked it. I liked it. It was a unique little thing. Talon, of course, has his own attitude now. You could say.
Oh yeah.
Talon's not putting up with shit. Talon is fire first, ask questions later, and that is because he has been linked with Krace for so long.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Has being linked with Krace altered his own attitude?
Yeah, being linked with Krace has altered his own attitude. What did
is it simply that, or is it because he is a armed Leviathan? Because he doesn't. Does having the alterations done to him affect his personality?
In a way it does. And he is a prototype. He's the first one of these Leviathans that have survived, these Peacekeeper hybrids. Part of it is that, but as Aaron has showed us, it's a choice. Krace is the way he is by choice. He was not born a Peacekeeper. He was conscripted. He wasn't always this way.
Right.
Talon wasn't always like this either. Talon was a clean slate, just like any child would be. And Talon has learned from Krace how to act. And that defending himself is a high priority, and you're going to see more of that. Did any of them hit the button? It's possible. Did Talon fire on his own? That's also possible. That's the question you're going to have to answer. That's the question that must be answered. And good morning, Pat. Steven Seagal beat up Alex Kurtzman. He says, I wore underwear, but they're endable now. My pants are raspberry. Good morning, panel.
Please don't share that.
Yeah, Colin P. Smith, the old question of nature versus nurture. Yes.
And quite honestly, I walked away from the episode thinking that it was Talon.
Yeah, you're not the only one. You are not the only one. I think it was Talon. I'm pretty sure it was Talon. Nobody pushed the button to fire, and his weapons were supposed to be offline. So, you're gonna get that answer. You will eventually. It's gonna come around, and you're gonna get your answer to that.
I thought it was kind of answered when Crichton overrid the fire control.
Yep.
And which automatically gave it back to the ship.
Yeah, it was.
So the button didn't control anything.
Nope, it was either Talon or Krace, and Krace was busy.
Yep.
So that's really good that you noticed that. They don't tell you that, but they don't come out and say Talon fired, but you kind of get the idea that it was Talon. Rob, is there anything you can tell us about this episode?
I think, right at the end in the shuttle, John and Erin really do discuss that quite thoroughly, and it does appear that it's definitely the ship fired itself, because John turned off the firing control mechanism, so Stark definitely couldn't have fired it himself, and Krace didn't have the module in his neck, so he couldn't have done it either.
Yep. So only one that could have fired the gun was Talon. And if Talon can fire the gun on his own, Talon can fire on anything. Talon can do whatever he wants to do, which means he can override Krace too. He doesn't have to listen to Krace.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
I think that's it. He's still a child, isn't he? So once he sort of hits puberty, he'll be in trouble.
Yep. That is exactly right. He is still a child, and he is fearful. And once he hits puberty, God help you. Especially Krace, because Krace is connected to him.
Yeah. I know we're discussing the episode, so it's not really spoilers, but they also say the reason why he would have fired on the ship as well, because of the illegal content of the ship.
Oh, yeah. They say that in the
told
episode,
him it was illegal. So he thought he was protecting his mum by destroying the ship.
Yep. And Colin P. Smith brings that up. I'm going to pull that comment up. Just 1 second. Colin, I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah. Given that Talon is at least personally a machine, I wonder how much of his mindset is programmed in peacekeeper protocols when the ship carried banned gas. Yes, it was. And that banned gas is a sleeping agent for Leviathans. It puts them to sleep, and they can be they can have a control collar slipped on while they are asleep. That is how Moya they put a collar, a control collar on Moya in the very first episode. You see that, and you see that come off of Moya. That's how they did it. They put her to sleep and then slipped a control collar on her. So of course Talon's not going to let that happen. Talon loves Moya above all things. Talon loves Moya, and Talon may not act it, but Talon, like Rob said, has got this. Well, I'm a peacekeeper gunship. I'm going to go off and do peacekeeper gunship things. Later, Mom. And Krace is reinforcing that. Krace is reinforcing that when he tells Talon, I was just like you. I was taken from my mother. I was taken from my family. I was conscripted into the peacekeepers. The same thing, the same rules apply to you, buddy. Even though Krace is a rogue peacekeeper captain, he is still raising Talon like a peacekeeper would.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Stark's gone. Stark's been de-rezzed. He got obliterated at the end of the episode.
Dispersed, wasn't it? I think they said.
Yeah, dispersed. I said de-rezzed, didn't I? It's not Tron. Greetings, programs. It's not Tron. He was dispersed. All that's left is his mask. Of course, Zan's going to have an issue with that. Zan's got problems because she's starting to have feelings for Stark. But the most interesting thing about this episode to me is seeing it from the different perspectives and seeing how they see each other. You start to realize that, you know, they see each other in these very distinct ways. Zan sees herself as the leader, and she sees Aaron as a cocky peacekeeper. Stark sees Crace as like a warmonger that hit the button. Crichton sees himself as the leader trying to make peace with everybody. Aaron sees herself as the leader. Everyone kind of sees themselves in a very unique way and sees the others on the ship in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Almost exaggerating their traits.
Yeah, we got to see what they think of each other, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Which is still interesting.
So at the end of the day, what do you, I'll just go around. What would you rate this episode? And we'll end with me. So we'll go Rob and then Cap.
It was a very individual episode. I mean, you could have it or not. It'd make no difference to the main storyline. But it was a very good, very insightful episode into sort of like each character, sort of a little bit of detective work. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It was good. And they were some ugly aliens with the pus dripping down their face. That's not very nice.
Yes. And good morning, Purple Valkyrie. Now both of the Valkyries are here, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Purple. Captain Trek.
Oh, actually, since I haven't seen any past these, I was wondering if the way each person saw themselves and saw the others would ever come up again. It would this affect the series in a way that somehow they find out how they see each other and confront that.
In a way, especially Stark. You're going to get to learn a little bit more about Stark because of this.
Because I was left wondering, is it because there's some things I look at in episodes and I thought this really isn't that important, but this thing, it's like, I don't know, is it a throwaway thing or does something else come of it?
No.
I thought it was really good.
Something else does come of it. I won't tell you what, because we'll hit that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to me, this episode, like you guys have said, it gave us an insightful look at what they all think of each other. It gave us the knowledge that Talon is more than under Crace's control. Talon is not just under Crace's control. Talon has a will of his own. He fired on his own, and there will be repercussions to that too in future episodes as the series goes on. We will get to know more about what is exactly going on with Talon, what happened to Stark after he was dispersed, derezzed if we're in the Tron universe. But overall, I mean, it's a good episode. It's not a throwaway episode. It's not it's not specifically a one-off. It is, yes, it is an episode of its own, but it has repercussions and it connects later, very soon. So our next episode is A Clockwork Nabari. And this is where we are going to end. Yes, we only have 2 episodes this week because we are going to do all 3 parts of Liars, Guns, and Money next week. So, Clockwork Nabari. Moya is hijacked by 2 Nabari who administer a mind-cleansing drug to the entire crew and plan on taking Chiana back to Nabari Prime. Crichton and Rigel, who are immune, which is really interesting, must figure out a way to stop their captors before the Nabari reach their rendezvous. So Crichton and Crichton and she get back to Moya, and there are people that have been mind cleansed. This Nambari mind cleanse that happens. They meet Aaron when they dock on Moya, and Aaron is not herself.
No.
And
very friendly.
Yeah, very friendly. Doesn't have her pulse pistol. Aaron doesn't shower without her pulse pistol. So that's an immediate giveaway that something is wrong.
Yeah, it felt very much like Body Snatchers, the way she was just slightly smiling and no feelings, nothing, just matter of fact about everything.
Yeah, and Geeter 92, Farscape was an excellent series, early 2000s. If you have not had a chance to watch it, check it out. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing these reviews if it wasn't something very, 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 very good and very, very personal to me. You might have a hard time getting through the first season, but after that, whew, it gets good.
I would definitely say a hard time in the first half of the first season. That's where I was still kind of going, do we really have to do these?
Loki, I'm just not liking this. I don't know. Nobody's gonna like my review of it because I don't like it. And I'm like, dude, trust me, you'll get there. It'll get better. It will get better. And that's one of the next week, guys. The 3-parter we're gonna hit next week is the best 3-parter of the entire series. There's one more 3-parter after that. We'll get some 2-parters in season 3. But this is, in my opinion, to me, the best. Liars, Guns, and Money is the best 3-parter. It's like a movie. It's like a damn movie, a long movie. And to me, it was better than the actual movie they made after the series ended. So,
the Peacekeeper Wars.
Yeah, the Peacekeeper Wars. Unfortunately, they were canceled at the last minute. And the fans rose up and said, we want an ending. We don't want this. Is this the end shit with a question mark? We want an actual ending to this show. And Hallmark did it. Hallmark picked it up. Sci-Fi was like, nope, we don't want nothing to do with it. So Hallmark picked it up and did it.
Yeah. I was just thinking, the cleansing that they were doing reminded me of Spock's brother Cybok in Star Trek V, the way everyone was just suddenly sort of like happy, but still willing to go through some stuff to make sure that their leader was sort of kept in power.
You're a Vulcan. I was like, oh my God, no.
And I hate to say it, but I was reminded of Picard.
Oh, Picard. God help you, sir. We don't speak of such things on Mornings of Mischief.
That eyeball thing. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well,
hence the name of the episode, isn't it? Like Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, Clockwork Orange. It's Clockwork Nambari. That dude, I never put that together. Thank you, Rob. That's insane. I never even thought of that. Clockwork Orange, of course. So, of course, they try and do this to Crichton, but guess what? It doesn't work. Now here's something that we haven't found out what exactly is wrong with Chiana. Why do the Nambari want Chiana so bad? Because this isn't the first time that the Nambari have tried to bring Chiana home.
No, it's not.
And they never come out and explain completely why Chiana is so dangerous. Because Chiana and her brother were the 2 most dangerous Nambari on Nambari Prime when they left. And they never, ever, ever come out and say exactly what it is. But it's something to do with Chiana and her brother. and their mating habits.
Promiscuity.
Yes, the promiscuity. So the fact that Crichton is immune, we are going to find out why Crichton is immune. And that information will present itself in season 4.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a minor spoiler. Does it have to do with what was done to him with that thing in his brain?
No.
Okay.
No. It has to do with sex, believe it or not. Sex sells, doesn't it? It has to do with sex and things we haven't found out yet. Things we don't know yet. And we do, because it's been mentioned. Crichton lost his virginity in the back of a 4x4 with, I can't remember her name, but you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out just why Crichton is immune. It's not just the chip. They could override the chip if they wanted to. Good morning, Loriana Creel. Good morning. Mountains of Elysium. How's everybody doing out there this morning? And Broken Entertainment. So obviously they have to save the crew, figure out how to undo what the Nabari have done, and keep themselves from getting to the rendezvous.
Yeah. I'm surprised the links that they go to avoid that rendezvous.
Well, yeah, if they make that rendezvous, they're all going to get mind wiped. They're all going to get mind wiped, and they're all going to get turned into like what happened with Durka.
Yeah, Rigel doesn't seem that bothered about it.
No, he's happy as a clam.
As long as he stays in charge, he's fine.
And gets fed.
Yeah.
All 3 stomachs.
All 3 stomachs. That's right.
Which is why it doesn't affect him, because he's metabolized it so quickly.
So what did you think? Cap will go opposite order this time. Cap, what did you think about this episode? What were you able to take away from it?
The one thing that stuck out at me was, okay, obviously those things are still attached to their optic nerves. So does that ever come up again?
No. Nope. This was it.
That's...
They never talk about it. Zan may have been able to remove them, but if she did, they never talk about it.
Never talk about it. Okay.
It's just dropped.
Yeah, I assume the equipment's still there, so should be able to.
That thing I would, like, if it's never brought up, I don't like that. But otherwise, the episode, it was an excellent episode.
I agree with that. It wasn't boring. It kept you in your seat. Kept you in your seat watching. And you get to find out more about the Nabari, and you get to find out some more about Chiana. That the reason they want her is kind of associated with sex. And she says that. Chiana does allude to that in the very first episode she was on, when Crichton asks her, what crime did you commit? And she said, you wouldn't even consider it a crime. What's sex? Sex is her crime. That's why she's an Nabari troke. She's an Nabari whore. She's, Rigel calls her all kinds of shit throughout the 4 years the show is on. And it's because of that. She is promiscuous. And when she sleeps with somebody, things happen. Obviously, you saw that with Dargo.
Yeah. Obviously, they intended her to, sleep around.
Yes. Yes, they did. And Lorena Creel says, I love this. Every time I think of Farscape, I think of PK Tech Girl. Loriana, that is my favorite episode of season 1. I love PK Tech Girl. And I don't know why it's not on Amazon. I don't know what the hell happened, why they pulled the episode. But that is an excellent, excellent episode in season 1, if not one of the best episodes. I love that. Crichton getting to be with another nerd and talk nerd stuff. And he's even talking about Lethal Weapon at one point. And he's talking, when they cross the wires and then they're running out of the building. And it's like, okay, he's talking about home. I love that. I absolutely love that. So, Rob, what did you think of A Clockwork Nabari?
I very much enjoyed it. Some good effects in it. The prosthetic they used for his eyes. I mean, no one likes seeing eyes being touched in the first place, but having them pulled out as well, that was quite something. I don't know if you noticed, but the big bad lady in that was called Vala, which is obviously Claudia Black's name in Stargate as well.
Yep. That is. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Can't think what else I was going to say now. I'll come back to me in a moment. I'll see if I can remember.
So what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was really good. Not sure why Crichton turned into a high surfer dude when he was pretending to be under the influence, but I did enjoy Dargo crying while he was apologizing to him for the things he had done. That was quite good.
Oh, he definitely.
Yeah.
And at least he wasn't,
seeing Rigel thrown around the room.
Lovey-dovey to him.
Acting all lovey-dovey.
Well, you remember previous episodes. Oh, Crichton. Oh.
Yeah, seeing Rigel thrown about was quite good as well, because he deserves it so often.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed that episode. It was very good. And the because they faked the being attacked and then faked another fake being attacked, pretending it wasn't a fake attack.
Yeah. To answer your question about, I think he was just trying to act like a hippie. Hey, man,
that's exactly what it was. Yeah. Totally rad, dude.
Yeah, totally rad, dude. Oh wow! Oh no! Look at that, man. Oh shit! I enjoyed this episode. I did, and Sit Room says it is back on Amazon. Good. I don't know why the hell they pulled it off in the first place. Amazon. There are some shows on Amazon that tend to do that. I don't know. I don't know why they pulled PK Tech Girl. They pulled another episode too, but I'm glad it's back. I don't know if they just lost the ability to stream it or something happened. I don't know. And Chris Berger, the episode PK Tech Girl was playable once more on Prime. It could have been a hiccup. Something might have happened. It could have been a hiccup. They had to pull it for whatever reason. Hopefully they didn't edit it. I'll have to go and look at my Blu-ray and compare it to the episode. I'll have to go back and watch it twice just to figure out, did they change anything? The bastards change anything? Are they pulling a Netflix and changing something and removing something and pulling a Disney Plus and covering up someone's ass? We must know.
Yeah.
Did they mermaid someone in that episode? God help us. I hope not. Yeah, Lorena Creel. At the beginning of the season 2 review, we started, for whatever reason, they hid PK Tech Girl. We don't know why. It was really odd because we were at the end of season 1 because when Crichton was in the chair and we referenced PK Tech Girl. Someone mentioned that episode was not playable any longer on Amazon Prime. So they either had a problem just with that episode and the other episode, or they went back and they altered something, which would amaze me if they had the ability to cut something out of an episode. I hate that. That's why you keep your physical media, folks. Do not give up your Blu-rays. Do not give up your DVDs. Yes, streaming is so easy and so simple. You can just click a button and boom, you're watching something. But they have the ability to cut things and change things. And that should be a no-no.
They want you to rely on streaming. They want you to rely on streaming and get rid of your physical media. No, do not.
I have a huge Voodoo collection. I don't know if you guys know what Voodoo is.
Oh, yeah.
I have a huge Voodoo collection. I have over like 400 movies on Voodoo, but almost all of that is from when I bought something. Very rarely have I just bought it on digital and I don't have it physical. And a lot of those movies I got 2 weeks early and they shipped me the DVD or the Blu-ray from Voodoo. So it's like I got it 2 weeks before it came out, and then 2 weeks later they sent me the physical disc, which I was doing for a while.
Yeah,
can't afford that anymore.
I've still got my pre-special edition VHS Star Wars tapes, all three.
Oh
yeah, black boxes.
Yeah, the THX versions.
Yes.
Yes,
I have those too.
Yeah, they're going nowhere.
No, they're no. I've got those in my closet. I will never sell them. I will always have those THX versions. I've got the special editions too, but I think they're in a storage building, rotting.
I willingly sell mine. I just, it require more than anybody would pay for them.
Yeah,
$10,000 minimum.
And Chris Persia is going to do a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, I'm not going to do a side-by-side. I'm just going to watch it. I'll watch it on Prime, and then I'll throw my Blu-ray in and be like, okay, let's see if we can catch anything different here.
Oh, okay, Chris Persia, I want to hear from you. After you do this, let me know.
So they better not have removed anything or changed anything. I want my classic scene of Aaron with the pulse blaster, that Gatling gun pulse blaster saying, "On the ground now." That commercial used to play on Sci-Fi over and over and over again. And I loved it. They would always end the commercial with Aaron saying, "On the ground now." Don't miss Farscape with Scorpius talking. Don't miss the next episode of Farscape. You've been watching Farscape. I wish the Blu-rays had all that. They don't. For whatever reason, they didn't put any of the commercials. They put the trailers for some of those episodes in, but they do not have and this is the anniversary on Blu-ray. This is the new widescreen, everything's widescreened Blu-rays, and they still don't have that extra stuff in there. I wish they did. So at the end of the day, I liked this episode. It's a good episode. Of course, like Rob said, you get to see Stoner Crichton. Man, it's all going to hell, man. What's happening, man? The surfer dude, because of course he's got to act like he's high. I guess that's the way he looks at. Well, if I was going to be one of them, I'd be like, totally, man. I'm a tree hugger. I like trees, man. Oxygen is good for you. And anybody out there going, Loki, that's a California thing. You can't do that, sweetie. Well, yeah, I can. So guys, next week it will be an event. We will have Liars, Guns, and Money Part 1, A Not So Simple Plan, that aired on December 4th, 2000. We will have Liars, Guns, and Money Part 2 with Friends Like These, and Liars, Guns, and Money Part 3, Plan B. And of course, the week after, we will watch Daimi Dictonomy, which is one of the defining episodes of Farscape. The effect that the neural chip has been having on Crichton is getting more pronounced. It's getting stronger. And we're going to see all of that come to a head. This is the bread and butter of Farscape. This is the best. This is the best. This is why I watch this show. Is three-parters like Liars, Guns, and Money, the villains that we have in the show, the heroes that we have in the show, especially Crichton and Aaron and Dargo, and even Zan. This is where things start to have consequences. Everything starts to have consequences. Who is safe? Who is not safe? Who will be leaving? Who will be staying? How will they be leaving? It's all to come in future episodes of Farscape. And I am so glad that I could share this with each and every one of you. I'm glad I could share it with you, Cap. Thank you so much, Rob, for coming on. If you would like to come back next week, I know there are a shitload of aliens and props. And just real quick before we get out, what is your view on Rigel? Since Rigel is you stop looking at Rigel as a puppet and almost he's just a character on the show.
Yeah,
you forget that. What do you think about that?
I don't know if you've ever seen inside Rigel, have you? But it is absolutely stuffed with electronics, tiny motors. The animatronics is incredible. I think that's where they spent most of their budget. Because he works from, not only does he work from having a hand inside, but there's also a glove with motors on that pick up the motions and send them to his face as well. It's absolutely incredible.
And they've got a team that moves him.
Yeah. Yeah, so, there is a YouTube video. I think it's about half an hour, 40 minutes long that does show you sort of like a fair amount on there of what's in there. I think as I say, I think that's where most of the budget went for the effects, because a lot of sci-fi movies and shows use a lot of found stuff, like obviously like lightsabers are Graflex flashes from old cameras and stuff like that. Whereas a lot of the Farscape stuff is built. It's mostly paper mache, but it is all built sets and props. There's nothing that's carried over from machine parts or anything.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And Colin P. Smith, Loki, if you're leaving Daimi on its own, might it be worth doing Crichton kicks as well, or do you want to keep the season separate? I'm going to keep the season separate. We're not just going to do Daimi alone. Once Liars, Guns, and Money is done next week, we will come back and do Daimi Dichotomy, Season of Death, Part 2, and Sons and Lovers. Dave Dusound, how do we know his alien race doesn't look and move like puppets? It's true. Yoda does that in Empire. Yoda moves like a puppet until we get to the prequels. And then we get that one, if you can find a copy of The Phantom Menace where they haven't altered him. The fact that they did that they just did it, I didn't like that.
No,
I didn't like it either. I mean, that's probably the best thing in the new films is Puppet Yoda.
So, he did kind of look stoned. He did. He had his eyes all squinted and like, oh, Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Last Jedi. That's the best moment for me is seeing proper Puppet Yoda, not a CGI Yoda.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out today. Everyone in chat, thank you so much for riding this crazy Farscape train. Like I said, I love sharing this with you. I love getting to talk to you guys about it. I love getting to talk to Cap and Rob. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you want to come back next week and talk to us about some of the aliens, we've got a really cool alien coming up. She's got like a scorpion head. She's got like these 5 pincers that come off of the back of her head. And that was like one of the like holy shit moments. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, she looks badass. And we will get her next week. So everyone have a great day. We will be back tonight for 7 Kinds of Mischief with me and Adega talking about the Roman Empire and the battles of the Roman Empire. This will be part 1 of a multi-series. It should go really, really well. I can't wait to get into the Roman Empire because I'm just a Roman Empire nut. I've got books on the subject. I had to study the subject. A lot of cultures took the formations and battle ideas that the Romans implemented. Plus, they were the kind of first ones that did like a shock and awe. If any of you have ever seen Gladiator, that in the beginning when he's like unleash hell, that is so what they did. And the Jester of Sin sent a 149 super sticker of a rainbow. Thank you so very much, Jester of Sin. And do you guys want to do this with me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Skull!
There it is! It's you! Take your hat off, boy. That's a $1 bill.
Thank you so very much, Jester of Sin. You guys keep the lights burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you, sir.
And you might want to thank Visigoth X for subscribing.
Oh, did Visigoth X? Thank you, Visigoth X. Thank you so much. I didn't see that. Oh, there it is. Thanks for subscribing, Visigoth X. Thank you, sir, so very much. We hope you like the show and that you like these reviews of Farscape. So for Mornings of Mischief, like I said, we'll be back tonight to talk about the Roman Empire with the Doctor of Destruction, Adega Outlaw. Till then, we are going to send you guys out with the Patreon outro. Everyone have a great day, and we will catch you guys next time.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bo.
these videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.